Hey, what's up, guys? You have to excuse my bed head and bed beard. I haven't gotten ready for the day yet, so still kind of look like a sleepyhead. Anyways, um, just wanted to give some thoughts on something that I think is easy for us all to fall into, kind of a rut that people can easily get into, and a lot of times just get stuck there. So I'm gonna call it the negativity trap, and I say that because when I think about the topic, I kind of picture a like uh, some sort of bear trap that's hidden, or one of those pits that's covered up with like some sticks and leaves or something, and you step on it and it breaks and you fall in there because it's so easy not to notice and hard to get out, I guess, once you're kind of stuck in it. And it's something that I've dealt with for, I guess, my whole life. I think I'm kind of like predisposed to being a pessimist, I guess. So, anyways, uh, I've noticed it a lot on social media. People really getting into a lot of different topics. It's not just politics, but a lot of different things. And they start looking at stuff in a negative light. And I feel like it just kind of gets worse over time. And it's just been kind of the general mood over a lot of people, not just in America, but worldwide. And I mean, I understand, a lot of people go through very, very hard situations, and it's very easy to kind of get caught up in a stressful mindset, a negative mindset. But it's something that it can be detrimental to your mental health, and physically it can harm you as well. Being stressed out a lot is actually linked with a lower life expectancy and higher prevalence of things like heart disease. So multiple other things, but I mean, it's something that we can help and we can try and avoid. And it's something that's just a pure mindset, just trying to change the way you look at things. And I mean, that's a pretty easy thing to do if you think about how much it can help you mentally and physically. So, yeah, I mean, if you're one of those people like I was, who really looks at things in a negative context, with a pessimistic attitude, it's actually not too hard to flip that around. And, I'm not saying be an extreme optimist where you're just kind of delusional and think that everything is gummy bears and, chocolate drops or whatever, Willy Wonka kind of planet. But, try and look at the more positive side of things. I mean, yes, some things are bad, but a lot of times the situations that you're in that are perceived as bad, if you're able to overcome that, which usually you are, unless it's, a life and death situation, and even those, a lot of times people make it through, it's something that'll actually make you a better person. I know me personally, with my last job, while I was in it, I was very negative. I mean, I pretty much hated everything that I was made to do, and it wasn't something that I could really get out of at the time because it was a contract. And so I was stuck for years doing this particular job. And so after a while, I just started becoming very negative and very downtrodden about everything, very hateful. Whenever I was told to do something, I just automatically didn't want to do it. It didn't matter if it was like, hey, you have to go and eat some amazing food today. Uh, it wouldn't have mattered. I'd have been like, man, I don't want to eat that food. It's stupid. Uh, and I really got like trapped into that mindset, and it really started to wear on me mentally and physically. I developed like a lot of issues, like not going into detail, but a lot of physical issues that I noticed would become a lot worse when I was very stressed out or just very enraged or angry about a situation that I was in. Um, and it was pretty eye opening, because I mean, when physiological things happen to you due to psychological stressors, I mean that's pretty powerful. So the negative mindset and the stress and anger and hatred, I guess you could say, bitterness, um, towards no one in particular, but just the situation, myself, and sometimes certain people, it really affected me. And so once I got out of that situation, I would look back at it and think, man, it's not worth it. It's not worth losing your health and basically losing, some of your mind, to just, a situation that you can't do anything about. So if you can't do anything about the situation that you're in, what's the point of like stressing and worrying about it nonstop? If it's something, sometimes you have to do stuff that isn't the most pleasant. And it's just a fact of life. I mean, stuff just happens sometimes. So in those situations, especially, it's good to look at it as more of a character building situation, something that, the old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And I really think that that's true, because when I look back at it and the situations that I was placed in, that stressed me out a lot, but I got through it. Now I really do see that it helped build my character. It helped in a lot of different ways, like even time management skills, multiple other areas, being more organized, just stuff that, little things that you don't think about but actually do make a huge difference. I mean, being able to manage your time appropriately is crazy beneficial. Being more organized is another thing that is super beneficial. If you're organized, I mean, that takes a lot of stress off of you right there. So learning to be more organized, learning to manage your time, things like that, that you may be forced to do just because of the scenario that you find yourself in, it's actually a good thing. Like I said, it'll help you a lot down the line, in future events that take place, where if you never went through anything before, it might be overwhelmingly stressful, but if you've had to go through some stuff in the past and it's built your character and you've learned more life skills, then future scenarios that you find yourself in are not going to be near as bad, and you'll be able to bounce back a lot quicker. Another thing is that you can share that with other people and help other people out who find themselves in really bad situations, maybe worse than what you've went through, but because you've gone through some stuff, you've been able to develop those skills and teach that to other people. I mean, there's multiple scenarios I can recall, where people I knew or people second hand knew, friends of friends, had been in a bad situation, and I was able to help in certain cases, at least make it a little bit less stressful, because of what I had learned from being in stressful situations in the past. So it's something that, you have to be careful of, because it's easy to get in the mindset, and then once you find yourself in that rut, a lot of times you don't notice it, and so everything becomes dark and twisted, I guess. But it's really, like I said, it's not something that you can't overcome. And just by changing the way you look at stuff, instead of saying, uh, I don't know, this is a really hard situation, I'm super stressed about it. And that's understandable in certain cases, but try not to look at it as, oh, this is so hard, this is such an impossible task or something. Try and look at it as, this is going to help me a lot. I'm going to learn a lot from this situation, and it's going to make me a better person. And there's good sides and bad sides to every situation. I think that we find ourselves in anyways. So, even if it's just being a realist, don't just focus on the negative. Look at the positive sides as well, and I think it'll help a lot. It's something that's helped me, and hopefully, just me explaining that a little bit awkwardly with bedhead will help somebody. But yeah, guys, just watch out for little traps. I mean, it could just be someone saying something sarcastic about you. I mean, like, how many times have you, been on social media and you see someone's post and there's just like tons of hate on it, even though the post was just like something that should have been, kind of inspiring or something. I don't know. Like, for instance, a lot of the, bodybuilders that I follow, because I'm very interested in fitness and health, they get really, they look great, jacked and veiny, and they're, about to do a show or something, and you scroll down in the comments and literally all you see is steroids, it's all only because you're on steroids, which it's just, man, it's just hate, because anybody that knows anything about any of that stuff knows that those people could probably take legitimately every steroid in the world, have a world-class trainers and nutritionists, and they still wouldn't look like these people. A lot of it comes down to genetics, but a lot of it comes down to the hard work and effort that you put into your diet and your training. And I'm sure that these people, when they scroll down and read half of these ridiculous comments, it'd be easy if they tried to dwell on stuff like that. They could start having a really negative attitude towards people in general. I mean, it seems like it takes one hater for every 10 people that say something positive about you to bring your mood down. So in those cases, if those people chose to focus on the negative comments and not the positive comments, they could really be stressed out and feel less about themselves. But since they're successful, they don't seem to do that. And I've noticed that with a lot of successful people is they don't let negativity really affect them too much. Not like your average person. They don't seem to fall into the trap. If they do, then they get out of it quickly. They change their mindset, and instead of dwelling on the past, and instead of dwelling on their current stressful situation, instead of dwelling on negative feedback from other humans, they just kind of push forwards. And I'm not saying it doesn't affect them at all, but they kind of just take it with a grain of salt and keep on pushing forwards. And that seems to be the solution for successful people. Not the only solution, but just the ability to keep pushing no matter what kind of blowback you get from other people. How many successful people have you heard say, oh, when I was a kid, they said I'd never amount to anything, or all this stuff, and you've seen that they've pushed through it. I think Einstein didn't graduate from high school, or I don't even know if he made it through middle school. I know this was a long time ago, but teachers didn't see much potential in him, and he ended up taking basically physics and just like taken it to a completely another level. We have a lot of things, a lot of ideas, a lot of theories, a lot of things that have been proven true because of Einstein's brain. And it was something that, his teachers in school didn't think, that they thought he was stupid. So if he dwelt on what all those teachers said about him and didn't continue to push through and forwards to do things that he wanted to do, then, where would physics be today? So it definitely wouldn't be as far along as it is. On the flip side, don't be one of those people who projects that negativity on others. What if, take Hitler, for instance. He had a bad childhood. And, at first, I don't know that it really pushed him over the edge or anything, but he did want to be an artist, and he applied for an art school, and he was rejected. And I think it seems like that rejection was what kind of pushed him over the edge. So he dwelt on other people's opinion of him, and I mean, apparently it seems like that made him go crazy. So just imagine what he could have done, if they would have taken a chance on him. Maybe he would have been the next Picasso. Maybe he would have been a great person in history instead of known as one of the worst people in history. So positivity, negativity is a very powerful thing. So don't try and ruin someone's day just because, the stars didn't align for you this morning. Maybe you don't like something. Well, if you don't like something, just keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell them about it. If you don't like somebody says, like, you disagree with their opinion, okay, cool. If you want to have a friendly discussion about it, then, that's great. And that might actually bring some good to the situation. But to just, someone says something that you disagree with and you just go and call them an idiot or something and start calling them names, I mean, what does that do? All it does is instigate them to get angry, and they'll probably start calling you names, and then you're both going to feel worse about yourself in the end. Instead, you could have just either kept your mouth shut or tried to have a constructive conversation, which possibly could have helped both of you see things in a different light. So, yeah, that's pretty much all. Just don't get caught up in the negativity trap, which is so easy to do, and try and look at things on the positive side as kind of a summary of this video. I know I probably rambled on, but hopefully something I said helped or stuck or benefited you in some way. If so, please give the video a like, and if you are not subscribed to my channel and you like somebody awkwardly speaking to you about things that they hope helps you out a little bit, then go ahead and subscribe, because that'd be great. All right, have a great day, guys.